Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I'm here with Nina. Nina, we've just lost 2-0 against Brentford. Yeah, what can I ask you that I haven't already asked you, Nina?
You're right, there is really nothing that we haven't spoken about, and that just reiterates where we're at. Sound like a parrot, same thing every single week. It's just a different team. Again, West London derby, that's out the door. Next week, another London derby, that's out the door. Honestly, what was Frank thinking with that lineup? Did he think we were in a transfer ban again and that he had a very limited selection of players that he could have picked? Honestly, we had one attacking player in that lineup, and we're going out on that pitch with the hope to score goals or to get points. No, it seems that he set up that game for a 0-0 or a draw. That's what it seemed like. There was no intent on us getting any points or any goals. We know goal scoring has been impossible all season, but we seem to limit our chances every single game. It all comes down to the lineup. You can almost kind of tell where a game is going to go and how it's going to be navigated by the lineup, and that's on Lampard. That is on Lampard, so he needs to take responsibility for that. What was he thinking putting Gallagher with Kante and bloody Sterling up top? It doesn't make sense. What is Aubameyang thinking, sitting on that bench and he's getting Sterling plated in his position?
Must be used to it. You must be used to it by now.
Yeah, honestly. And you know what? That first half was so boring to watch when it started. I mean, it was just side-to-side football. I felt like I was watching tennis from behind the goal. It was like this. I was like, is anyone going to try and break through?
That's my sport, Nina.
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe I'll start watching tennis. Because, you know, that's what it felt like. It was side-to-side football, nobody trying to make a pass over the defensive line or try and whip a cross in. Because, again, it's fear. Nobody trying to attempt any long shots, nothing like that. But yet we see teams play and attempt these long shots and they get goals. So are we not sitting there thinking maybe we want to try and replicate that, you know? Okay, fair enough. The subs were made at half-time. I'd say that was a bit of a late substitution anyway. But we saw the game liven up a little bit. Sterling looked a little bit more alive. There was a little bit more movement. Mudryk was taking on players on the other side, you know, trying to get balls in. Got a shot. Pretty sure there was Aubameyang kind of was short from scoring there as well with a header, but a little bit more attempt. So obviously that reiterated that when you've got attacking players there, you get a little bit more action in the opposing box. So obviously I don't know if that is a lesson that is going to be learned from Frankie moving forward, but you know, that literally reinforced that he got the lineup wrong, because the first half was very different from the beginning of the second half. Yeah, then we just kind of sat back, and I mean, Wesley Fofana was the one that was making the runs in at the majority of the game, so that just says it all, you know, when you've got one of your defenders trying to make a run up there because he's thinking, my goodness, no one else is going to do it. Yeah. Another moment where there's just miscommunication, there's no chemistry. You know, Kepa, when you know that moment when Fofana was protecting the ball with his dear life, what's he going to do? Pick it up with his feet? No, he's literally looking at Kepa in hopes to, you know, get him to pick the ball up, and he's just staring at him, and it's just like, well, you know, where is the communication? It's almost bizarre.
Well, also, when Kepa eventually did pick up the ball, you'd think that Fofana would probably have a go at him. But I think he's just sick of it. He's probably used to it.
Yeah, I saw a head shake and that was it. And honestly, and it just goes to show, it seems like the players don't really communicate with each other. It looks like they've lost their chemistry as well. And it shows on the pitch, you know, we win a ball, we make a successful tackle, and then it's lost. You know, the second player that's touching that ball is losing it. You know, there is no kind of like, there's no the chemistry, there's no, I don't know what word to use, which is so uncoordinated.
Identity,
yeah, well, that's great, and it's just getting stripped more with every single game. I mean, the atmosphere as well, I've never heard Stamford Bridge that quiet in the first half. Like, it was almost, I could hear myself singing, you know, with the chants, and that doesn't happen often. So
well, there was actually a lot of empty seats to begin with, and we were chatting about it in the stands, and they were saying, well, first of all, you got a lot of season tickets that just can't be asked anymore, which, in fairness,
absolutely,
I don't blame them. But on top of that, you've got tourists, people who like to visit football clubs. They're not visiting Chelsea now. They're going to Arsenal. They're going to Crystal Palace. They're going to Brentford. Because at least they have a chance of seeing some good football, because you're not going to see it at Stamford Bridge this season.
Absolutely, it's probably the easiest club to get a ticket at nowadays, you know, this season anyway, and that just speaks for itself, when usually back in the day it would be one of the hardest. But, you know, anyway, there you go. And honestly, we got punished. Again, it's just the same thing, you know, we're up in their face, so we're trying things, and then one counter-attack is all it takes for a team to score against us nowadays. That is how easy it is. It is so easy. We genuinely thought we were looking for a goal and we were going to get an equaliser, but No, it just takes one counter attack, and then was it a ricochet as well? Was it a deflection? Whatever, it still went in, and then there you go, and then 2-0 down. No way. You know, I said this, that we don't have it in us to make comebacks. We don't have it in us to get an equalising goal. We don't have it in us to test and challenge a team, and everyone knows that. Everyone comes to Stamford Bridge now knowing that there is at least a minimum of a point promised. That's it. That's what 5 defeats in a row right now. That is atrocious. That is absolutely atrocious. No goals. We were looking better defensively. Now we're not even looking good defensively. I mean, I honestly don't know. You know, Kante, someone that's been injured all season, comes on and puts on a better performance than half the players collected. That just says it all. If he's consistently running about, and I keep saying this. I don't know how many times I need to say this. What do Mudryk and Ndweke need to do to get starts? Even like Chukwuemeka, even like Datro Fana as well. There is nothing to play for this season. These are the players that are sticking around and are going to be here in 7-8 years. Give them playing time. Half the players that we're about to sell in summer are still making the starting lineup. Why? For what reason? I don't actually understand. And there literally is no reasoning behind it. Is it that Frankie doesn't want to lose by 5-6 goals? Is that the problem, that we're sticking with experience? No. This is the future of the club. Those youngsters actually come out and they prove that they want to play. Put dribbles in, they play. Like, I actually don't understand what they need to do to prove it. And you can see it because when they come on, energy rises. When players don't want to be here, it shows, and it's time to say goodbye to a lot of them in summer. But when you've got literally nothing to play for the rest of the season, you're about to face the big dogs of the Prem that are going to give us probably a schooling that we haven't received all season, just to top off the disaster class of the season. And then what? We're going to look at ourselves, turn around. What are we expecting? I'm not expecting anything from Chelsea Arsenal next week. God, I just hope that it's less than 3 or 2. My God, I actually don't know.
I mean, Nina, you said so much. I don't know what else to ask you, quite frankly. I mean, there's not really much else to say.
No, but that's the thing. We'll be here. We'll be there next week. We'll be there the week after. We'll be there till the end of the season. Because that's what we are. We're fans. We come here. We see this thing every single week. I've literally got a dissertation to do, and I'm here because I support the club and I expect something every single week, something different, something to show me, But nothing. That's what I get. That's a
little bit of inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there you go. That is inspiration. Go home and do your dissertation.